What's going on? This is your man Ray True Life back with another amazing conversation. Welcome to the Herfador Lounge, where we smoke what we like, we sip what we enjoy, and most of all, we fellowship. My guest tonight hosts an amazing show on YouTube. He is very inspirational in his speaking. He's a brand ambassador for Stockton Bar Vodka and a major supporter of various other companies and brands. And now he's adding author to his repertoire. So we are definitely going to talk about that. So please welcome and show some love to Dewey, the host of the Cigar Room Show.
Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. So before we get into all of the nitty gritty, man, how long you been smoking cigars?
About 10 years now. Oh, well,
okay.
No, about 12 now. 2010.
Okay.
Yep.
So what was it that got you into cigars?
Oh, man, I stumbled on it by accident. I always thought it was, like, cool. Like, I seen some, shows and stuff that I liked. I thought it was cool, a cool look, but I was in Houston, Texas, and a guy had left a cigar for me. It was like a gift basket or something. He left a cigar for me. And I went out there, and other guys that was down there actually lighting up cigars, and I just seen them already smoking. And he's like, you need me to cut that and light it for you? I was like, sure. Like, I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. And
why not?
I tried to look cool, and I almost killed myself on that first one, just not knowing, But I was like, I'm gonna give it another try because I'm interested. The conversations they was having out there, 11, 12 o'clock at night, we just still talking and kicking it. These guys are older than me. At first I'm like, I can get some game from them, but the things they was talking about, just kicking and having a cigar and a drink, and just talking, I said, I like this atmosphere. Yeah. And I wasn't aware of the cigar culture at the time. I just know I liked that atmosphere. So I looked for cigar lounges when I got back to home and looked for some. And, Michigan as a whole is growing and as a cigar culture. So I'm appreciative of that.
Okay. So what is it that keeps you smoking cigars?
Man, besides the, more of a mellow, relaxing feeling, I have with it. But, I definitely enjoy it. I definitely enjoy, good herf with a couple of people. Some of my good friends are also cigar smokers, and some of them just enjoy. I didn't expect that. As I kind of got around the cigar culture, some people just enjoy being around cigar smokers, but they don't smoke cigars. They just enjoy the atmosphere. And I started learning about that. And so I think that's what kind of kept me in it, good fellowship, look at shows like yours, you enjoy it and also you get some game from it,
Right. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. So let's talk about your show. First off, where can people find it?
Oh, the Cigar Room Show is on YouTube, Facebook, and as well on Instagram. I primarily do a lot. I try to do a lot more on YouTube. I'm trying to build the page up. But Cigar Room Show on all 3 platforms.
Cigar Room Show on all 3 platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So how long have you been doing it?
This particular show, just over the 8th month of the year. I started top of the year. I had another show called The Wise Guys Podcast with some friends of mine. And we stopped doing that show. And I thought, I sat on this idea for about 1.5 years.
Wow.
And I honestly didn't even think I wanted to do it. I just built me a cigar room out in my house because of the pandemic. I needed somewhere to smoke my cigars, kick it, watch the game, what have you. And man, my old lady told me, she said, you know what, you should make a show. All the information you give to other people, all the different things that you say, you should talk about it in the show. And me, who want to hear me? Who wants to? You kidding me? You know how many men and women out there I wrote books on, and they need to hear them. Who wants to hear me, man? But I started the show out with a friend of mine, and he let me interview him on the show. And I just needed to break the ice, and he gave me that opportunity. and I seen the views starting to go up, and I couldn't believe it. And at first, I'm like, you know what? It's because of him, because he's a popular guy. You know,
Right.
I'm nobody. You know what I mean? I'm an L7. That's how I'm thinking about it. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah. But eventually, people start checking for it. Then I start getting messages from people outside of Detroit, and I'm like, is this real? Like, is people really, and they like really like the show, getting good feedback, and I'm like still going at it, and then eventually it started growing and growing more, and you know, I'm still on a lower scale of things, but I'm hoping that I can eventually grow the show where it potentially could be. But it gave me some opportunities.
Man, it's growing. It's definitely growing. Because you're doing so many different things. You know, you do the on-site interviews, then you do the interviews in your cigar room, and you do something that I haven't mastered yet, sitting in front of the camera and just talking. You know, I I can't do that. Not by myself. I've tried and I look weird. You know, so
it's take 17 sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's take 17 sometimes. But.
Yeah, I can't do it. I've tried. I've done cigar reviews where I'm just sitting there talking, and you know, you know, some people say, "Oh, it's great," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I don't feel it. You know. Yeah. So, what was the moment where you were like, "This is what I'm supposed to be doing"?
You know what? I almost feel like I'm still seeing if that's where it's gonna be. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Behind the scenes, right? I've said maybe I build this up where somebody else takes it over.
Nah, don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
You know, I just in my mind, because I was thinking about how busy I have gotten in the last 4 or 5 months.
Right.
And so, like, for what I had to do was, I scheduling guests, especially owners, right, is extremely hard because the timetable they need me to. Well, people hit me up almost every day or every other day, some either promote something for them or be on the show. And the timing doesn't always work out because I'm extremely busy, especially in the last 4 months. And I was wondering, I said, man, could I really, is this something I could really continuously do? So I looked at somebody else shows and stuff like that. And I'm just, you know, getting some understanding. Somebody reached out to me and said, you know, you need to have some in the stash. You know, you need to have some available that if you can't actually make content that week, you can release something. So when I started releasing more solo content, and I seen that actually sometimes doing better than my interviews, right? I was saying maybe I need to do this. So every week, you know, I try to discipline myself to record 2 to 3 times, even if some of them are trash. I have something available. And I'm trying to get the editing stuff down better, but you know, I really feel like I'm growing. And I'm figuring out which avenue is going to work best for me as I grow this platform, and figure out maybe it's something to this more special. And I think it's evolving at this point.
Yeah, man, I can see. You know, you did the Evening with the Stars, was it? Was that what it was? Yeah, that was amazing. You had a concert series in your cigar room. You know, you're doing so many things. It's like an actual late night show, you know. So it's definitely going to grow, man. It's definitely grow.
You know, I thought about that concept, right? I looked at the tiny desk concept, right? And I said, you know, we don't really have something like that in Detroit that I know of anyway. It's probably some of them out there, but I ain't on the scene enough to know. Right. I said, but there's a lot of artists that can't get showcased the way I think that they should. Right. Detroit has a massive amount of talent, and even the surrounding areas. And I said, if I can give them an opportunity just to showcase them, which that's actually what I'm involved to do next, the Cigar Room Vibes, is actually have it where I showcase that particular artist, their talent, and show them how much I appreciate it. Because I appreciate music as much as I would a cigar. Right. And I wanted to open up the cigar room because that's the vibe, you know, good jazz or cigar, whatever you into, whatever kind of music you into, but you know, just the vibe of it all. And that's what I wanted to try to create within the cigar room. Just try to figure out the opportunities.
Yeah, man, it's a great vibe. It is a great vibe. So your interview style, it's so relaxed when you give it interviews. Did you model your interview style after anybody, or is that just all you?
Oh man, I took from a lot of people, even yourself. Absolutely. That's why I watch you religiously, because
Wow.
I look up to you in that respect. Because
Wow.
your actual interview style, if you probably could tell, it rubs off on me a little bit, where I could take that opportunity to just filter it through the way maybe I would do it.
Right.
Because I'm trying to the way you can control the conversation, but also how you will relinquish the opportunity for some people just to have a good time while they're talking, especially when you have the lounge setting, you have
Right.
different brothers
Right.
on or different sisters on, and y'all kicking it. You allow it, then you can redirect it. I grasp from that and other podcasts. My man from the Stab Lab podcast, I take from him. Somebody I know. These people I know, but
Hmm.
I definitely take from them because I draw the inspiration from them. And there's a
Right.
lot of different shows that I would draw inspiration from. There's another podcast, B. Dot and Elliot. Their style of show I like, but I also like that relaxed environment because I wanted it to be the camera being like almost like the fly on the wall
Right. Right.
and
Non-existent.
have that conversation with people while we're talking. They just seeing inside of what would happen if we would just met up, linked up in a cigar lounge, a cigar bar,
Yeah.
and giving
Yeah.
some of
I
that
get
game
that
away.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that
so
vibe from it.
I always want somebody to take away something from the show. Like when they watch the show, I want them to feel like they took something away that maybe helped them, inspired them, or reignited something in them.
Right. Right. So before I ask this next question, I have to say, man, your style is on point. And I wonder, is it a conscious effort that okay, I'm going to be somewhere. Let me put the suit and the hat. Let me get it together. Or is it just who you are?
You know, to be real with you, like I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's who I am. Also, you know, I, I, I learned, just reading. You come into a room and it's established posture as soon as you walk. People understand who you are before you even open your mouth.
Right.
They
Right.
understand just by your look, you mean business. Before I say anything, I mean business. I came
Definitely.
here and I mean business. But also for me too, it's a respect thing.
Hmm.
I'm trying to come my best dressed for somebody who took their time out for me. Rather it's somebody watching, rather it's somebody coming to sit down with me, saying it's an opportunity saying, hey, thank you for coming to sit down. I want to make sure I have a good presentation for you, the person I'm interviewing, or the person who's actually watching or subscribing to whatever content I release.
I like
It
that.
was a respect thing for me, but I do like more dress up approach, and how I would imagine a lot of people, because there's a lot of, I don't know if in different areas maybe you're in, there are dress codes at cigar lounges and cigar bars, and
Not.
certain
I think maybe one
people.
of them here has a dress
Yeah,
code.
not all of them. Definitely. Not all of them here in Michigan, but there are some that when you come in, this is the dress. A lot of places, a cigar lounge, a cigar bar, in a lot of places. So I try to keep up that presentation of it as well.
Hmm.
So that was kind of my approach on it.
But don't be surprised if you start seeing Ray True Life in suits on the Herfador, because I really like that. I really like that. I do. I like that, and the reason behind it.
Yeah.
It resonates. So
Yeah.
you don't be surprised you see me start suiting and
And when
booting.
I dress down, I do what you're doing right now. I'm wearing something of a brand.
Right,
Anytime I dress down, I always want to take the opportunity to showcase someone else's brand or something that I'm currently doing.
right. And you
Being a
you
walking
support
billboard.
so many brands.
Yeah.
So how this talk about the support. How important is that for you? The fact that you support so many different brands.
Oh man, you know what? I figured if as I grow and go, I wanted to show love to other people who were trying to evolve in their business brand or service. There's a lot of people out there, I think, and I get this a lot. People were like, well, I'm gonna charge you for this to be in front of this many followers or that many people. And all due respect, that's their business.
Right.
Me personally, I said, I'm getting the opportunity to share this with people of something that I either like or I know somebody took time to build and put together and said, you know, I'm just trying to get my brand out here, man. If you could just look out for me, or if you could just showcase this, I'm just one more space that they get to show that. And I also get the opportunity because, man, you don't know where somebody going to be for a year from now, 2 years from now.
Right.
That idea may have took off, and I may have missed that opportunity by showing them love by like, nah, I need a couple dollars of that they may not have. They probably used their last to create the last batch of whatever they did. I mean, especially like even cigars, like the time it takes for people to do that. That's, to be honest, that's why I probably won't ever get into making cigars. It takes time. You know, and what people do and put into it.
Yeah, man. That is something that I speak about religiously, is that support, you know, and we all support the bigger brands, the huge brands of whatever industry. We put on the clothes, or we'll smoke the cigars, or we drink the whatever the hot alcohol is at the time, and you know we all posting it and we're talking about it and look what I got. And then when it comes to a smaller company, it's oh well, how much is it? Oh, that's way too much. Like, look, you pay $300 for a T-shirt. You can afford to pay $30 for a T-shirt that somebody put their hard-earned work and time and sweat into. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And the support, even if you don't want to purchase it, just double tap it, share it, and the support is huge. It goes so far. It goes so far. You know. So let's talk about this book.
Yeah.
Men Heal Too.
Yeah.
So first of all, how did this opportunity arise?
So I was saying, different opportunities came from this show. Besides the vodka partnership and the, you know, different people that, you know, I'll show love to and that show love to the show, and coming across those great brands, I interviewed an author on the show, and she had a great books. Her name is Brianna Martrice. She has some great books out, and she talks a lot about, you know, regathering yourself, falling back in love with yourself, having more understanding around that, you know, like people lose themselves dealing with people or dealing with life. She coaches and helps people through those books on how to learn how to regain yourself back. Right. And I wanted to do a series with her around it because that's a heavy topic. Yeah. And we did a couple of shows, about 2 actually. And on that first one, she was so excited after we got off the interview, and she said, listen, I've got to introduce you to my partner and publisher. Would you like to be a part of a book? And I'm like, really? And I'm still thinking like, wait a minute. I think you got the wrong guy. There's a lot more intellectual people out here than me that would be greater for this. Don't waste your time. Like, you know, because a lot of people like to oversell themselves, right? Yeah. I just wanted, all I want is the opportunity to deliver because I execute a lot of times really well. I'm not going to oversell myself. I'm not going to tell somebody I'm this huge deal, no matter how many, whatever I got. Right. Listen, this all could be gone today. Like this really can. So I said, you know, when she started talking to me about the book, and she said the different things that you went through, the different things that happened in your life and how you got to a better place in your life. I want you to talk about that and talk about the healing process. A lot of men are, to be honest, I mean, a lot of us men, especially the black men, vulnerability looks weak. It looks weak. We ain't taught to be strong enough to say, this is what happened wrong with me. Exactly. And I got to change it. Exactly. These are the bad decisions I made, and I got to change that too. A lot of men don't talk about that, especially men in our community. And there's 5 of us, if 5 of us are part of this collaboration from different parts of the country, and they're talking about those stories on what impacted them, what maybe affected them negatively or positively, and how they made that change, and giving those teachable lessons to others through these stories, and letting them know how the healing process began and how it's currently evolving, and they're healing
Wow.
and becoming better and helping others. These are guys who've been down through there, and they mentoring, helping, giving new opportunities to people. And I'm just so appreciative to be a part of this book and telling a little bit of my story and where I come from and how
Right.
the different villages impacted me and how I'm at the space and place I am today.
Right. Right. Me and Chevalier talk about their vulnerability and transparency and accountability. We talk about that a lot on the lounge. And we actually did a two-part series on some of the things that he's gone through. But yeah, we definitely, as men, we're taught, be a man, suck it up,
Yeah.
get up, rub some dirt on it. You all
Yeah.
right, you know. So to see this collaboration happening, where there are men who are speaking about the things that they've gone through, and they're speaking about the way that they came out of it, and how things are currently going, is huge, and people definitely need to be a part of that. So where can people find this book? And when
Well,
does the book come out?
it's actually coming out August 20th. We started pre-orders about a little over a week ago, I believe it was. And pre-orders, you can pre-order through me specifically, that way I can get a little bit more of the profits besides splitting it so much to the company. At the Cigar Room 85, it's Cash App, money sign. The Cigar Room 85 is $20, $24.99 if you need me to ship. But it's going to be available on all outlets that actually have books, like Amazon and I believe Kindle and all those different platforms for books. They'll be available. Men Heal 2 book. Men Heal
In
2.
here too. So, um, without giving anything away, because people got to buy the book,
Oh, yeah.
what type of things are you speaking about in your section of the book?
Oh, so, there was there was certain times early on in my life, that I talk about for anybody that's ever been in situations where, I was born in the 80s, and that's like the prime time of the crack era, and how it affected how my household or neighborhoods around us. I was in foster homes, I was in a boys' home, I was in different places growing up. And the things that happened there, the things that happened to kids there, I had to be careful on some things I was saying because my story isn't just my story. It also involved others. I was telling
Right,
other people's story.
right, right,
So I had to be conscious of that somebody else may not want that part of their story told. So
right,
I'm definitely made sure I made people understand the different things that happened to me and happened around me. And then also some of the decisions that I made that just weren't quality decisions. I mean, I'm gonna be a man about that. There were some decisions that I made that I used my past, this my Achilles heel. Like,
yeah,
I've been through so much, you just don't know, How did I break from that? What did I have to do to break myself of some of those things that hurt me, some of those things that I was doing to hurt others? And how did I evolve to a place where I took better accountability and had more respect and self-respect to this place that I'm at now?
right, right. And they definitely buy the book because it sounds like, you've gone through some things and you've come through some things, so you know some things, you
Yeah.
know, because you're at a point where you're doing great work right now, so definitely buy the book, Men
Yeah.
Heal Too.
Yeah,
So
man. So,
in the caption of the promo photo that you put on Instagram, you use the words pursuit of healing and mental health development. Again, without giving too much away, why did you choose to use the words pursuit?
it's a constant effort. It's a constant effort because, I looked at it, I looked at places in my life where I was hurt like a broken bone. And then after a broken bone is healed, it actually is healed, but there's times when the weather can change and you can feel some sensitivity. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not healed, but you know that it could be sensitive.
Right,
But you have to keep making that bone stronger and keep working on it, keep gradually becoming better. Because that first maybe 6 months, maybe that broken bone, you kind of have some sensitivity at different points. But you have to constantly make an effort to get back and then constantly, make sure that you don't walk in fear of that old thing that happened. So you constantly pursuing, because it'd be like somebody can redo what hurt you before. But you have to just remember, stay focused, have better tunnel vision. Don't subscribe to that anymore. And it's easy to fall back into it. And it's an interesting path when you're going on the healing process, and sometimes you feel like you're more bothered that people keep trying to attack you, and you got to stay focused. I read a lot, and I stay busy, but my family keeps me accountable, keeps me with a better understanding, and I pursue being a better man on a daily basis.
Right. Oh, speaking of family, you might not want me to say it, but I'm gonna say it. You did something on Saturday. Congratulations.
Yeah. You just got married. Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations on that. Congratulations on that. Definitely gonna put. I had to put it out there. I had to put it out there.
Man, absolutely.
So the title, Men Heal Too. It's an interesting title, that not how men heal or men heal, but men heal too. Why do you think that title is so important? Why do you think they use the word too, and it's so important that they use that?
Well, the visionary author, Latrina, who's kind of our visionary author, and Brianna, they actually came up with that idea of Men Heal Too. A lot of, because they actually wrote a collaboration book of women healing and women growing. And a lot of women have talked about healing. And the men in their communities kind of shied away from it.
Right.
Because once again, it looks like a vulnerable space to be in. Mm-hmm. And women, a lot of women, I learned this over the years. There's a lot of women who also don't really want to be vulnerable. They want to be, don't play with me, got some masculine energy, but, they actually know that a lot of things hurt, but a lot of women aren't afraid to talk about it, because a lot of women actually took corrective measures to help themselves in their community, because a lot of them had to. I mean, what choice did they have? And a lot of men shied away from it, and other men made them feel ashamed if they were to talk about healing. Brother, I'm just messed up, something wrong. I don't know. Just, a lot of people will, over the years, I'm speaking for myself, people will make you feel ashamed for talking about hard issues in your life, bad things that have happened, and make you feel ashamed, as if, man, get over that, man. You all right, man. Why you being so emotional?
Exactly.
Like, no, man heal too. We gotta grow and change and evolve and go through the healing process too. We can't just rub dirt on it, like you said. Like,
right. You can't rub dirt on it, get up and go, because like you said, if you never heal that bone that's broken, the bone might fuse together, but that don't make it heal. That don't make it stronger. You got to put that work in. You have to do what you got to do. So that's I love the title of that book. I really do. Men Heal Too is stop saying be a man. Stop saying rub some dirt on it. And it's time to heal, because healing is definitely important. Healing is extremely important.
Yeah, there's no shame in wanting to change.
Exactly. So, again, where will the book be? When will it be released, and where can they find it?
August 20th, and I'll be definitely posting a lot more, especially on this Instagram, posting a lot more and showing, it's available, it's out. But once again, you can pre-order the Cigar Room 85, the Cash App, and it will be available. But August 20th is the actual release date abroad. So it'll be available everywhere, August 20th.
Okay. August 28th, that's when you can purchase it. August 20th, you can purchase it wherever books are sold, or you can pre-order it now. Cigar Room 85 is the Cash App. Need the book, because obviously this is a necessity for men. It's definitely a necessity. I'm definitely going to get me a copy of that book. I see a lot of lounge discussions coming from the book as we sit here. Yes, absolutely. most definitely. So back to the Cigar Room show for a minute. So what obstacles did you face when you were getting started?
First, visual and audio. Out the gate. Visual and
Yeah,
audio was the worst.
yeah,
I look at
yeah.
my first episode, I made a reel kind of different videos of different
Uh-huh.
from the time where I was at and kind of where I came from. The video and audio was just terrible. But the show itself, people were still, the thing that threw me off was people were going past that, like, hey, this is a good show. And
Yeah.
I'm in about, really?
Look,
You
I
know?
watched you know, the comedian Pierre, he's got his podcast. I just watched one today, or was it yesterday? And I forget who he was talking to, but he was talking about the cameras. Faison Love. I watched it today. He was talking to Faison Love, and they were talking about the cameras. And the thing is, that doesn't matter. It's the content. It's what's
Yeah,
being said. You know,
yeah,
so the audio and the visual, as long as you can hear it enough
yeah,
and you can see a little bit, you ain't even got to see that great, because if what's being said, if that resonates with people, then that's what matters.
yeah.
And people are obviously resonating with what you're saying, man.
I didn't know that they would be. I was, like I said, I was a growing, I was a growing person as well as a show, you know?
Right, right.
And so when the video and audio thing, when I got better, you know, through some advice, you know, shout out to my man, the Music Heads down there in Atlanta. He reached out. Somehow, man, I really like the show, but you got to do this. And he gave me a little bit of game. And once he told me certain things, to get the lavalier mics, I
Yeah.
was like, he said, then lighting. But he said, you know, because somebody else told me I forgot their name, but they had a cigar show as well.
Hmm.
And they said the haze from the smoke will mess with the camera lens. So you
Wow.
have to have way more lighting.
Hmm.
And then somebody else suggested to me to not have as much lighting because they have it the look of the cigar lounge.
Right,
So
right,
depending
right.
on what is going on, I try to just adjust, you know.
Yeah.
But that was some of the biggest obstacles out the gate. You know, when it came to people being on the show or not being on the show, I can't control that. I try to do the best I can with it. And I have to reschedule, scrap a lot of interviews. I scrapped, maybe 8 or 9 that I
Wow.
just couldn't, it just wasn't right. Either, like, for instance, me and you talking right now, they look at the phone, they get to talking, and it
Wow.
was like, come, you know, or get up or go do something else. And sometimes I try to tough it out. But, you know,
Yeah.
once I
I
start
know
doing the
exactly what you're
ones,
talking about.
yeah, once I start doing the ones by myself, and started doing more of that content, because I got to actually get to some of the meat, because I read every day. I make a commitment to read every day
Hmm.
and give some of that information away, or some of the things that I observe, and try to have that kind of content out.
Right, right.
After about take 15 or 16, I get it right, and I eventually release the episode. Yeah,
Yeah, man. When I do those reviews and I'm sitting there by myself, you know, I got so many different takes and so many different. I'm gonna take this part from this take, and I'm gonna take that part from that take, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm
yeah,
gonna do that. The easiest thing is when I put the smoking B-roll in the middle. That's the easiest thing for me.
yeah.
But everything else is a little bit rough.
Man, when I first seen you doing those, and I first seen yours, I'm like, man, who is this guy? Because this is dope. Like,
Well, I appreciate it.
man, I'm like,
I got to
yo,
get back to it. I got to get back to it.
yeah, I'm like, this is dope. But you know, everything that he's putting together, I was like, this is amazing. You know, this is what I would want my show to evolve to have a lot of, you know, because, you know, that was some of the things that I was looking at, you know, giving some game away, giving some information that, and also, you know, when I do certain shows, I'll tell people, you know, if it's certain things that you need to know about or resources that you need, I tell people you can directly contact me. And I will
Right.
make the extra effort to help you with whatever city you're in to get you the resources you need.
Yeah, that's huge. That's another thing that's support, man. That's huge. People don't do that. People want to hold everything close to the vest. When people help them get where they are, you know, somebody gave you some game.
Yeah,
It ain't
absolutely.
gonna hurt you or cost you nothing. to give that to somebody else who's trying to get a leg up, get where they get their thing going. You know what I mean? It's enough space for everybody.
It
You know,
is.
the reason I shied away from the cigar reviews is because there are so many on YouTube already.
Yeah.
And I say I don't need to do that anymore. Like not as much anymore. You know, I still enjoy making the video, so I'm probably going to keep doing that and just type out my review and stick it up there and just move on.
And I don't mind doing the cigar reviews or continuing to do them again. Certain people were wanting me to, and this is all due respect. I understand that's how they take care of their business. They're asking me, you know, could you get this, and I'll do an interview with you or sit down with you if you purchase this, and that's cool if that's how you usually handle business. For me, it felt like I was paying for an interview.
Yeah.
But they don't know me. So I understand they're part of it. But for me, I was like, you don't know me, but I'm going to support regardless.
Right.
I'm just appreciated of cigars or appreciating those people who are involved in cigar culture or spirits. I'm going to support anyway. In case you haven't noticed, it's all on my table behind me. Like, it's in my table and cabinet. I'm going to support. Trust me. I'm support. But telling me that I should. Everybody, I think a lot of times, and I'm in sales. I work in sales, so I understand. But every time you have a conversation with somebody, it does not have to be a sales pitch. Right. It can be a genuine conversation that can grow into something. And I think a lot of people should understand that, because everything isn't a sales pitch. There are people that are going to support you once, and then there's good conversations that can produce people supporting you for a long time. Right.
And even if they support you that one time and they purchase from you one time, they might be telling everybody that they know about it. You know, sending people towards you, you know, so that way you get more than just a one sale every so often, you know.
Now that's a simplistic marketing right there, man. But if you get to making too much sense, they gonna cut you off, man.
Hey, they've done it to us on the lounge.
You start making too much sense, they gonna cut you off. They're not like they'll show too much.
So before we continue, man, give me a 15-second commercial for the Cigar Room Show.
Hey, welcome to the Cigar Room Show. On this show, we like to talk about things that get more into depth and more intriguing conversations, but also anything that you can take away from this. I hope that it encourages, inspires, and enlightens someone or someone close to you, or any idea and dream that you have.
The Cigar Room Show. Absolutely. I like it. He's ready. Ready right away. I like that. I like that. So what's been the best part of your journey?
Oh, man, the best part was some of the people that I've either helped, some of the opportunities that grew from it, you know, like the book, the different partnerships, and kind of unlocking something in me that I didn't know was there. I'm a big believer in, you know, I thought that you could pre-plan everything. I did. I thought you could pre-plan everything. But I realized that you just have to get activated. And once you get activated, your journey will play itself out. Your journey will start to evolve into the different places and spaces you're supposed to be or going to be. Right. And the different decisions that you make, even if they're mistakes, you learn from it. You understand what happened. And you try again. You keep going. It's all a journey. It's all an evolving process. But it opened something in me, and I got the writer's bug. And then I sat there for a week. I was off, but doing a lot of stuff still. And I started writing. And I've been playing with this idea for too long. And I said, maybe it's time we kick it off. And that's when I opened up the idea to get a film production company. And so I sat there and I wrote 5 scripts. And wow. I got a team together. I was reaching out to different people who film and do audio engineer. And right up under my nose, I had the whole crew. And they was like, yo, Dewey, you know how to do this, right? Like, oh, yeah, that's right. And then I wrote the scripts, showed them the scripts. They were like, yo, these is really good scripts, man. Like, this is really good. You know what I mean? And I first got the from my old lady, she gave me the green light that it was actually good. Then I went forward, and now I'm gonna actually shoot 5 films in the next 3 months.
In the
And
next 3
hopefully it
months.
evolves.
Wow.
The next 3 months, I'm gonna shoot 5 short films. I'm gonna grow from there, and then make more longer length films. And I'm just gonna do everything. I'm big on. I'll just do it all myself. I'll go by the theater. I'll rent that mug out, and we'll show my show. We'll show.
Right.
I don't care. I'm okay with investing in myself. I'll bet on myself. Absolutely.
You got
For
to.
those of you out there, please go bet on yourself.
Yes,
I had
definitely.
to. The show itself. Having people show love to me. Market whatever it is, cross promotion. I'll bet on myself. So I'll buy all the stuff that I need, do everything I need to do. And if I ain't got enough money or enough resources at the time, I'll get there.
Right.
Just gotta keep going.
So what's the name of the production company? So we can be looking out for it.
The TCRS? It's actually just the Cigar Room Show film production.
That works.
Actually, yeah. But I just
definitely works.
Put the letters. That's all. I just kept it all there, but we put it together, and we had our first table read 2 weeks ago for the first one.
Wow.
And these are stories that I'm going to be telling that is different, everyday life kind of stories, but in-depth stories as well. Not none of the I guess I'm not going to tell the hood stories better than people who are already telling them. I'm not going to tell those stories. Like one film, I'm a short film that I'm writing, is one called "What Happens in This House Stays in This House." Off the understanding that when people came up with that concept and coined that line, it just protected the worst people in the house.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make a short film about that, and hopefully, gradually make a longer length film from these. So
yeah, well,
that was a lot of those opportunities that came.
It's definitely coming. I can see you doing great things, and I'll be looking out for those. Obviously, I'll be looking out for them. And hell, I might even try and write a script for you myself.
Oh man, you might.
I've been working on one script for probably 5 years, and I'm just I'll sit down, I'll get to work on it, and I'll stop, and I won't touch it for a few months, and I'll put a little bit. And I've been working on it for a while, but hopefully I can just get to it and get it done. So yeah, man. So hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I wanted to create a monster universe, so it's something that Black people ain't done. Trying to do something like that.
Let's get it.
I'm a bit of a nerd, so we'll work on that. We'll work on that. So what are 2 of your most important principles?
Integrity is a big one, and accountability. I'm big on accountability, self-accountability. I'm bigger on self-accountability. I'm the oldest of my siblings, and my sisters say to me for years, bro, you'll beat yourself up worse than anybody.
Yeah.
And I have done that in the past. I really have. I'll be like, nope. They weren't wrong. I was wrong for letting them stay around that long.
Right.
I was big on that. And integrity, doing what I say I'm gonna do. Executing in the proper manner I'm going to. When I got the team together for the film production, they was telling me, they said, yo, we came over here because we was talking earlier. Dewey said he gonna do a film production company. Hey, I believe him.
Right.
My reputation, and thankfully I have that reputation. My best man that was in my wedding, his name was Otis. He told I think it was at his family house, and he said, if Dewey told me he built an Iron Man suit, I believe him. I believe him. He gonna figure out a way to do it. Like he just do stuff like that. I didn't know how to do a show. I didn't know I was gonna be an author. I didn't know I was gonna have a show. I didn't know I was gonna start a film production company. I didn't know I was gonna partner with different brands. I didn't know I was gonna have different businesses, joint ventures, silent partnerships with people. I didn't know any of that for myself. You couldn't have told me or showed me at different points in my life this was gonna be my life. I'm just put the work in, and I'm still trying.
Right. Right. You gotta stay hungry. You gotta stay hungry and keep going. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta be
absolutely.
like a shark. You gotta keep swimming. Once a shark stops swimming, it dies.
Hmm.
You got to keep
Absolutely.
swimming. You got to keep swimming. You got to keep going. Um, so what's aside from the book and the short films, the production company, what else is coming up for the Cigar Room show?
Well, the Cigar Room show itself, I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. I'm actually planning on flying a couple places to have a sit down with some people um, and
Coming to
talking to
Houston?
them. I definitely would. Man, come back to Houston, come back where it all started at. Absolutely, I would.
I'm
Uh,
I'm I'm here.
yeah, I'll definitely do pull ups. You know, I tell people, because in my mind, they're like, "You gonna pull up here?" Yeah, I sure will, because I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna take care of some kind of other business while I'm there. It always works out like that.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I'm just gonna read the other time that I'm not doing business.
Right.
I'm either gonna take in information or get a new partnership somehow. That's the way
Right.
my mind. That's the way I'm wired.
Most
So
definitely.
that's where I'm at. So I'm definitely going to. I'm looking forward to evolving the show, and potentially taking it to a place where I can have a network and actually, do what some people aren't doing, which is, pay people to actually do the show, and help people understand marketing, learning how to market, advertise, some of those traits and, some of those things that I'm probably not even that good at yet, but somebody else may be way greater. And I just gave them the avenue to do it on.
Right.
Like, hey,
Right.
I set you all up, now go,
Do
and
what you do.
hopefully, yeah, creating that network. So I'm trying to get some sponsors put together, like different businesses I'm gonna have actually sponsor that network. But I'm working really hard to put something like that together to create the opportunities for people who just want to do podcasting or do a different show. And all due respect to people who do a podcast, I had a couple people tell me, in my inbox, you're not a real podcast. You're right, I guess. It's just whatever you want to call me. It's doing whatever it's doing right now, and
Right.
for people who just genuinely like doing whatever they're doing, I want to get the opportunity to either finance, create better opportunities for them, and hopefully get a chance to be able to sign them. With this Dr. Barvaca situation, a friend of mine sat down at the table. No, I actually sat down with my sister-in-law, daughter's graduation. Me and him sat down at the table. And we just started talking. And he was telling me all what he was trying to do. Black-owned vodka, shot Daryl and Deborah Reese, black-owned vodka out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And when they were telling me what they were going to do, I told them, I said, listen, I'm nobody. But I'll try to help where I can. I'm down here in Detroit. I ain't nobody. I'm an L7. I'm just, what I mean? I'm just trying to make it. But
Right.
I'll see what I can do. And he told me once I got this show up and going and all that, he said, man, you kept your word, man. And I appreciate that. You kept your word. And when he got in all the Myers here in Michigan and he got into a lot of other stores, start getting into more bars, I see what he doing. And I said, listen, I can't charge you right now. But what I can do is help you, because it may cost me at different points, whether it be gas money or time or whatever, but that's okay. Because when you win, we win.
Right.
If he wins, like he takes this to another level, we win. And that's what I wanted to do, is take it to the next level and help people like that, because I got it in my mind, I'm gonna be all right. I ain't trying to break nobody, but I'll be all right. I do okay.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
saying I'm rich or nothing, but I do okay. I do all right. I'll be all right. But helping somebody else create something that has never been done, that I've personally known of, that's how can I do about that besides just help this brother? This dude
Right.
donates to Boys and Girls Clubs, other organizations, thousands of dollars, all because of the support he getting. And man, I can't take that for granted. So I'm hoping to create more opportunities from the show, and hopefully it evolves to a place that, it really can help a lot more people than just myself.
Yeah, man. Your show is definitely growing and evolving, and I definitely see all of that in the future for you. I definitely do.
Appreciate that.
So So what advice would you give to anyone who is starting or thinking about starting a podcast or a show? Since they say we not
Man,
real podcasts.
yeah, I know, right? Well, for those of you that I would encourage them to watch your show. I would encourage anybody to watch your show out the gate
Wow.
if they're going to learn the show. Because while I'm on here, because also the people that you have involved, and I'm so sorry, the other brother name started with CH.
Chevalier.
Chevalier. Oh, yeah. The way that y'all interact and y'all conversations and everything that your show has, if you want to learn how to interact properly or how to talk, speaking in the camera, speaking directly, those are different things taken from your show. But for somebody, I would always suggest in the beginning, I hope 3 other shows get started. They didn't stay on there. I think it's the timing. I think a lot of people underestimate the time that it takes to create these shows. But I would always encourage people to find your niche, find that space and place, that void maybe, and don't try to just do everything. Oh, what you gonna talk about your show? Oh, everything.
Right.
Everybody's talking about everything.
Right.
So I was just like, when I did this show, I said, you know what? I don't want to just have the conversation about what somebody did in Hollywood. But how you plan on getting to somewhere in Hollywood?
Right.
What do you plan on doing on getting somewhere in your community and raising up? I'm not trying to be the richest person and, stun everywhere and be on these big blogs and all that. I want to help finance one of these kids to be mayor one day.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals. Like, I don't care about none of that other stuff. Like, you kidding me? I can help one of these kids be a politician one day and help change laws and help change things in their communities better. You kidding me?
Yeah.
What do I care about being famous for?
Right.
I'll be the most least famous rich person ever if I could. And I would help these people, other people who probably want to be famous. Man, I don't care. I just want a cigar, my boat, and chill. Care
Most
about this
definitely.
stuff.
Most definitely.
But people find that space and place, that niche of yours that you actually do well, whatever it is, conversationally wise, or if it's something that that you passionate about or you specialize in, talk about that, keep doing that and try to work through the kinks as far as, okay, that didn't work out well, and try to grow and go, but learn from other shows, see some of the things and draw inspiration just like I did from your show.
Man, I really appreciate it. You don't understand. I really appreciate that because there were times when, I say, ain't nobody watching, nobody cares, I'm going to stop. And I've had people tell me, you better not stop. You got to keep going. I did a show with Cigar Rockstar, and, we were talking about how you're inspiring people and you don't even know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
So to hear you say that, and also the way that, I've been inspired by you as well when I found you in your show. Just because, your setup and the way that, like I said, you can sit and talk to the camera, the style, the way that you present yourself, again, I'm telling you, I'm taking that. I'm telling you right now, I'm taking that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But that's one of the things, man. We inspire each other. There's enough room for all of us, and it's amazing to hear you say things like, I don't want to be famous. I don't care about that. I want to help other people. It speaks so much to who you are as a person. And I love that about you, and I appreciate that about you. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cigar Rockstar, man. Shout out to everybody in the GO. Them is our Midwest cousins over there. Detroit, Chicago, everybody over there. Cigar, I ain't on that brother level. No, I ain't touching the helm of his garment.
That's baby Prince right there, I call him.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody to go. What up, though? Yeah. But yeah,
so,
that is definitely special, though.
Yeah, it is, man. Whatever you were gonna say something, go ahead and say it. It's
Oh, I
about
was just
you.
saying that's definitely special. People, you still persevering through that. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
that's the name of my chapter in the book. Possible is only reserved for those that persevere.
Wow.
That's the name of my chapter in that book. Possible is only reserved for those that persevere. It's a saying I've been saying for years. If you want to know what's possible in your life, what are you willing to persevere to see about it?
Right.
You got to
Right.
persevere. You got to keep going. Like you were just mentioning, you got to keep going through. These are principles you know all too well. And,
Yeah.
a lot of people, you got to keep persevering to see what's possible. When I got married, I said in my vows, I earned the right to be here because I was battle tested. I feel like anything you get the opportunity to have, you earned that right because you were battle tested. You have this great show you had. However many views or whatever likes or whatever the engagements and all that different stuff, man, please. People say different things to me, you doing your thing. And man, I don't care. You kidding me? Like, if I got 10,000 views or 20,000 views, that don't matter to me. You kid, like, that didn't help me get no kid through college. Not yet.
At
I mean,
all.
it's just, I'm being real. If I got 100,000 views on a show or likes or engagement, you should see what I did last week with my nephew. Like that's
Right.
really was what mattered to me. When I'm talking to people, I hope I'm talking to the next
Right.
person out there who's going to impact their community or just need, you know what, man, this dude, I don't know what this dude named Dewey. He right. I should be doing this. I hope they take
Right.
that away from it and impact their community differently. That
Most definitely.
this stuff on here, this internet famous stuff, that's cool.
It is what it is, Yeah, it is what it is. It's the other things that make it worthwhile. All of the other things, like for me, the conversations and the friendships that are built off of these conversations that make this worthwhile. Man, before we wrap up, man, please let them know your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, the name of the book, and where they can get the book.
The Cigar Room Show on Instagram, the Cigar Room Show on YouTube, and the Cigar Room Show on Facebook. My name is Dewey. I'm the host of the Cigar Room Show. And you can find Men Heal 2 book on August 20th on all available platforms. And you can contact me directly about getting the book. And if you know somebody that just needs this book, maybe they somewhere, one of my sisters or brothers that may be down right now, they may be locked down and they just need some inspiration. Because there's some brothers who did some time, did some different things in their communities that was wrong, as well as myself, and we got out of that. And then you want me to send them a book, I'll gladly do that. Somebody that just needs some inspiration and understanding, because whatever light I ignited in that person or one of these other 4 brothers ignited in that person, they may change somebody's life or may give me an opportunity down the road. So I'm always looking for that.
Most definitely. And again, like I said, man, you're very inspirational and motivational in the way that you speak. And I admire that about you. I really do, man. I do appreciate you spending some time with me this evening in the Herfador Lounge.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me pin this. I do appreciate you spending some time with me in the Herfador Lounge, man. I know you got a lot going on, man, and I want to get you in here before the book came out. I told you that. So
yeah, and I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for
most
that.
Definitely, because it needs to be out there, and people need to hear it so that people can order it and be inspired and motivated by it and activate it, as you so eloquently put it. Thank you again, brother. We got some stuff in the works because now I'm gonna get on that script, and we're gonna be talking about that.
And be looking for the first short film. The first short film should be out in September, mid-September.
Okay.
Sometime.
Okay. And where can that be found? Where would that be?
That's going to be on a new YouTube. I'll be putting that out. It's going to be probably on more YouTube at first, and I'll be putting out the link for that actual page pretty soon.
Okay. Here. Okay. So be looking out for the short films, the production company, TCRS Production Company. Be looking for great things from them. This has been the Herfador Lounge with Ray True Life. I got Dewey in here with me from the Cigar Room Show, the book Men Heal 2, and TCRS Production Company. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Appreciate you, brother.